I'm an American who's been to 100 countries, and I have to tell you, China is the most technologically advanced country I've ever seen in my life.
I'm gonna tell y'all, this is how it go. It's simple. It sound unreal, but this is how it go in China. Once you get hired by a good company, they're gonna buy your ticket to get there. They're gonna help you get all your visa, get everything settled. The next thing they're gonna do, they're gonna ask you, do you have a family? Because if you have a family, that means they're gonna buy you a bigger apartment so your family can be comfortable. They're not gonna put you in no small apartment if you have a family of 2, 3, 4. Next, they're gonna buy the apartment. They're gonna show you videos and photos. Then you can negotiate your own salary. If it's a good company, you can get paid $2,000 a month, $3,000 a month, up to $4,000 or $5,000 a month. This is with no apartment, no bills, no expenses. They cover everything. And I'm not Christian or anything, but if you want to go home for the holiday, they can pay for your round trip ticket to go home. I'm so serious. This is not a game. I can show y'all job offers. I can help y'all go to China. Go to my Instagram, follow me on Instagram, DM me on Instagram. You can also look at my highlights when I was in China recently. I just came back to America a couple months ago. China is where it's at. I'm telling you, go to China. You're not going to have any expenses. You're going to be able to save money. You're going to be next to Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam. I was like an hour 30 from Philippines. The flight was $150 round trip to the Philippines. I'm telling you, if you have the chance, get out of America. Get out of America. Bro, nobody's saving money here. Nobody can travel. Nobody can do what they want. You barely can take off work. Why would you want to live 20, 30, 40 years like that? You have no control over your life. Someone else is controlling you.
So I live in China, and you cannot tell me that America is not a scam. Let me tell you why America is a scam. So basically, I got my fiance some brand new Nike shoes for only like 70 something dollars. Do you know how much these would be if I was in America? So I live in China, and moving to China was one of the worst things I have ever done in my life. In my life. Like, look at this. Huge living room, view of the highway, view of beautiful nature, mountains back there. Look at this, and just look at the kitchen. Look how big the kitchen is. The kitchen is huge. Like, what? And we just bought this refrigerator for only like $240. Somewhere around there. Amazingly beautiful refrigerator with a freezer at the bottom. And this place is like 4 bedroom, 3 bath. It's one of the worst decisions that we could have ever made. Horrible decision, don't do it. By the way, if you can't tell, I'm totally kidding. You should definitely consider moving abroad.
Hey guys, welcome back again to the YouTube channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. It seems that China is gradually becoming the new American dream because a lot of people have decided to pack their bags all the way from the US and move to China. The good part of it is that you have so many of them who are not telling other people how they can move to China. Lots of Americans have already relocated. Most of them already got jobs that took them all the way from the US to China. Now a lot of them are now coming on the internet to educate other people how they can get a job, how they can move to China very easy, right? Well, I'm going to let these videos roll, then I'll come back with the commentary. Please do well to let me know what you all think in the comment section. Credit to our creators on this video. Let's go watch.
Move to China, y'all. Do it. It is so fun here. It's so amazing. My family and I, we just moved. We've been here 1 week. Best decision we've ever made. So many of my worries and cares that I had in the US just gone overnight. It is just so fun here. Every day feels like an adventure. We just pick a random street, go check it out. Restaurants, new restaurants with delicious food. There's a mall, it seems like, on every corner. And it is so safe. Now, that's not to say there's not some drawbacks, but they are far outweighed by the positives. Good food, nice people, adventure, fun, novelty. I love it. I'm teaching English. That's probably the easiest way. There's other ways, but that's what I did. On a teacher's salary here in America as a foreigner, we can live very comfortably. Our apartment is like $450 a month, and food costs next to nothing a lot of these places. And I love that my son can learn Chinese. I'm trying to learn Chinese. It feels like I'm living life rather than life just living me, rather than just getting stuck in the same rut, doing everything everyone else does around you. And I just love that. I love that feeling.
So for some reason, it's just like hard for people to really comprehend what I'm saying. Like when you work in China, bro, they take care of everything. Like everything I'm telling y'all is 100% true. They take care of you. They give you a free flight there once you get hired, a free apartment, furnished. Everything comes included. You don't have to worry about anything. And no, they're not paying you no cheap salary. When you're going to work there as a foreigner, especially as an American, they're going to pay you comparable to what you get paid here. But the difference is you save a lot more. On top of the free flight there, the free fully furnished apartment, and sometimes even free meals. Everything is so cheap out there. I'm talking about you don't even have to cook. $2-3 meals that you can buy for yourself. Best public transportation in the world by far. Subway costs less than $1 to take to most places around whatever city you in. Like these job opportunities are really out there offering all of these perks and even more if you got a family. Like they really look out for their employee. They know as an American, when you're traveling halfway across the world to work for them, you're expecting the best and they do their best to provide that for you. Like these opportunities really be clutch and like a fresh breath of air, because as an American myself, experiencing the system and not really liking it, feeling like I'm bogged down and constrained, like being able to leave the country and finally save and still live a great lifestyle at the same time was like amazing to me. And Americans should be more open-minded to exploring these opportunities because it was absolutely life-changing for me. Like people got their thoughts about, you know, overseas and China in general, but like as a 6'8" black man, I was extremely comfortable, safe, had no problems, saved my bread, did what I had to do, enjoyed my life. And then when I wanted to come back home to visit family, did that. Everything was smooth. I couldn't believe how seamless it was for me for like, you know, going to a foreign country I've never been to before. Like I'm really telling y'all be surprised what y'all find out there, because the life I lived there was way better than the one I lived in America, I'm telling you. And I know a lot of y'all can probably relate to, you know, how stuff going on for y'all in America, but you know, for me, that switch changed my life.
Well, in the comments of my other videos, a lot of you are asking what I do for work. I teach English here in China, and I'm going to show you some of that today. First thing I got to do is get there. I take a DD, which is like the Chinese version of Uber. It's like 3 miles away. It cost me like $2.50 to get there.
I'm an American who's been to 100 countries, and I have to tell you, China is the most technologically advanced country I've ever seen in my life. This is a random shopping mall in a not so crazy of a city in China, and look at the design of this place. Like, this is not Beijing, this is not Shanghai, this is not a city you've basically ever heard of, and the shopping mall is not above ground, it's dug into the ground, 3 different floors. You have whatever in the world this is. What in the world is this? It's not an infinity waterfall, it's an entire building of infinity waterfall. Guys, you might be wondering, where are all the people? The thing is, in China, there's just so much cool stuff that there's not so many people at any of it, because everyone's like, a little bit of people are here, a little bit of people there at the same time. This is absolutely insane. Like, I have zero affiliation with China. I booked a flight here because you could come here for free for 10 days. And out of the 100 countries, I have never been this blown away by the technology and by the architecture. Before, it was Japan. I thought Japan was like the top. China is twice as far as Japan in these things. If you want to come to a crazy place that will really set your mind to the future, China's the spot.
The truth remains that if a particular country gives you what you have been looking for in your own country for years, the best would be for you to move. Okay, so this lady actually shared how she has been in China, you know, how she has known everything that brother said for 17 whole years. Okay, she has understood how everything works for past whole years. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can remember when the whole red note thing happened. If you can remember how a lot of Chinese came online, okay, to show us what their country is like, okay, how you can literally go to a particular shop to buy things, and yes, you can actually go in by 12. You'll be able to go in, buy, pay, and nobody's there. Like an empty store, there's nobody watching the store, nothing. AI is doing everything, a machine is doing everything, no stress. right? They went ahead to show us their suburbs, how everything looked like, and people were like, are you serious right now? Their subway very clean, no stress. Okay, everywhere is looking so clean, and people are like, then what happened? Why is now the most richest country in the world looking the way it's looking? And a lot of people started bringing out videos, comparing videos of different streets in the US and different streets in America. And yeah, a lot of people were like, this is not home anymore. We need to find a way to leave this place. Now people started showing them in China how much they pay for a 2-bedroom, a 3-bedroom, a 4-bedroom apartment, and it's nothing compared to what they pay for 1-bedroom apartment in the US. And a lot of people were like, no, this is not life. Okay, we have to have a feel of this. And I to them, they feel that the media has hidden a lot from them for a very long time. Thank God for social media, for Red Note, and for them thinking about, you know, ending the whole TikTok thing in the US that time. So right now, a lot of people are like coming out to really share what China is made of, things that people can actually, you know, benefit if they move to China, how to get a job, how to, you know, just do so many things. Like, people are now breaking it down. Okay, before now it was other countries that people were telling them how to move, right? But right now it seems like a lot of Americans are beginning to find their way to China and not just, you know, sitting back in the US. I know a lot of people who keep talking about how they actually wish to move out of the US, but one thing that has kept them bound is actually getting a job, which this brother has broken down into two. So you get a job, they give you a visa, they'll ask you, do you have family? And if you have family, they'll be able to also, you know, include your family visa and all of that. So it's just so easy for a lot of people now to consider moving, because most people are just so scared of moving to a country where they will not have a job and all of that, because they got to work in the US. Okay, if you're working in the US and you're moving to another country, how are you going to support yourself and all of that? So many people are still tied down in there just because they do not have enough to fund them abroad. But if you get a job abroad, then it will be so easy for you to move, because you already know there is, you know, allowances, there are jobs waiting for you, there's a job waiting for you over there by the time you move in. Okay, and yeah, people are really complaining about how tough life has become so badly right now in the US. People cannot afford anything anymore. The price of groceries, then people in China coming up to show you how much they spend for groceries in the grocery stores and all of that. So things are way cheaper over there than it is, okay, back in the US. And you know, people, we always choose to go to places where they get to spend a little, especially if you have a job. So even if the job does not pay as it pays you in the US, but that job can be able to sustain you. You don't pay so much taxes like you pay in the US, because after the taxes, what's left is nothing, because you get to pay so much. Okay, right? You get to pay so much for taxes, and at the end of the day you have nothing by the time you pay your mortgage and pay so many things. So now staying over there, you can pay a little, maybe pay your taxes back home, and still, you know, stay back in the country where you are, you know, residing, because you have a job. And what is more fulfilling than having a job, having a place to live, having food, having access to all the things that you need, okay, instead of staying in a place where you're frustrated and all of that. Okay, and I think that's why a lot of people are actually considering moving out of the US right now. Okay, nothing more. Well guys, I would love to hear your own take about today's video, right? Let me know what you all think in the comment section. All right, what you think about today's video in the comment section. Would you be moving out of the US, okay, to another country? If you have such opportunity, share that with us in the comment section, and please consider subscribing if you have not already. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Credit to all creators on this video. I look forward to seeing you all on my next. Thank you so much guys for watching. See you next time. Bye guys.